Chilwell, Kante, Mount, Pulisic, Havertz, Lukaku. The Chelsea injury news ahead of Man United clash. Thomas Tuchel will have several Chelsea selection decisions to make when his side face Manchester United in the Premier League. A 3-0 win over Leicester City and a 4-0 thrashing of Juventus in the Champions League in midweek, Tuchel's side are in buoyant mood. But the Blues do have several fitness and injury concerns. Here is the full Chelsea injury fitness news ahead of their clash against Manchester United. Ben Chilwell. The 24-year-old suffered a year-ending ACL injury against Juventus in midweek. He will play no part until the new year when a decision will be made over whether or not he will need surgery. If Chilwell does require surgery, he will be ruled out for the remainder of the 2021-22 campaign. Mateo Kovacic. Prior to their 3-0 win against Leicester City, Tuchel confirmed the Croatian would miss some matches due to a hamstring injury picked up in training. He missed the Juventus and it's unlikely he will be rushed back and will therefore miss United's visit to the capital. N'Golo Kante. Kante was forced off in midweek through injury, another blow to Tuchel ahead of the busy festive schedule. The Frenchman twisted his knee and was assessed in midweek so as a doubt for the United clash. He got stronger and stronger in the first half, then twisted his knee a little bit. So hopefully, it is not too bad, Tuchel revealed on Tuesday. Mason Mount. The England international is close to returning to full fitness. He came off the bench against Juventus after having dental surgery, building on his display against Leicester City. It's a fitness boost for the Blues as they will look to Mount to be a key part for their remaining 10 matches until the end of the year. Christian Pulisic. Like Mount, Pulisic is also nearing a return to his maximum. He suffered an ankle injury in September which kept him sidelined for nearly 2 months. He netted against Leicester City last weekend and was given the nod to start against Juventus. The US star will be hoping to start again for the Blues on Sunday. He offered an update on his condition after a long couple of months. "It has been a long couple of months," said the winger. "It is tough to not be able to play, do what I love and help my team. I am thrilled to be back and it is great to be back within the team. I would say, as far as fitness, I am close to where I want to be but that I can still improve and that comes with minutes. I played it quite smart in how I came back with not too much too soon. It has been really good. I am happy with the way I feel right now." Kai Havertz. Tuchel didn't want to risk the German against Juventus after he picked up a hamstring injury during the 3-0 win at Leicester. "He was a starter for us, but unfortunately we had to take him off at Leicester with hamstring problems, and it was too much risk of an injury tonight," said Tuchel on Tuesday. Whether Havertz will be fit in time for United will be confirmed on Friday in Tuchel's pre-match press conference, but the Chelsea head coach will be keen to have as many of his players available for the encounter. Romelu Lukaku. The 28-year-old wasn't needed on Tuesday night despite making the bench. Tuchel had planned to potentially bring him on, for the last minutes if he was required, but Chelsea ran riot and Lukaku was left to warm the bench as an unused substitute. This will mean he is fresh for Sunday, but whether he is fit enough to start the game remains to be seen. Chelsea are set to table a monster, £84 million offer to sign Juventus forward Federico Chiesa. The Italian is currently on loan at I Bianconeri from Fiorentina, but the club have an agreement to sign the player on a permanent basis at the end of the campaign. Thomas Tuchel is a fan of the forward and could get backed by director Marina Granovskaya as they attempt to tempt the star to West London. Federico caught the eye of elite European clubs over the summer after putting in brilliant performances for his nation, which saw him make the team of the tournament as Italy went on to win UEFA Euro 2020. Chiesa is widely admired for his skills to use both feet to high efficiency, explosiveness and versatility. He has netted 3 goals and assisted 3 in 15 matches this season. The likes of the Blues and Bayern Munich have shown interest in the winger, and it now appears the West London Giants could make their move. According to Calciomercato, the London outfit are weighing up an £84 million, €100 million, move for the 24-year-old. The transfer would come as no surprise with Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic all struggling with either injuries or inconsistency. Chelsea, mystified, by Mason Mount transfer speculation. Chelsea are said to be mystified by claims that Mason Mount is growing increasingly unhappy at Stamford Bridge. The midfielder was voted Supporters' Player of the Year last season for a fantastic campaign in which he scored 9 goals in 54 appearances. However, after returning late for pre-season following England's runners-up finish at the European Championships, Mount has struggled for form and fitness so far this season. As well as less than perfect preparation for the season, Mount has suffered with niggling injuries and recently had to take time out for the removal of wisdom teeth, which saw him lose weight and match sharpness. Mount has managed 90 minutes on just 5 occasions this term, and it's led to speculation that he's unhappy at Stamford Bridge due to a lack of playing time. But the club have rubbished those suggestions, with The Athletic saying the Blues are mystified at the transfer talk. They insist that contract talks have not been started with Mount, despite suggestions that negotiations have been slow in some quarters. Mount has 2.5 years to run on his deal, and he's keen to sign an extension when the club wish to start talks. The playmaker is said to be getting closer to being match fit, and he could feature against Manchester United on Sunday, though Thomas Tuchel may opt to name the same side that beat Juventus 4-0 on Wednesday barring the injured Ben Chilwell. Ross Barkley recalls the moment that transformed his Chelsea career. Ross Barkley has pinpointed a match during training as a major turning point in his Chelsea career. Barkley spent last season on loan at Aston Villa after struggling to break into the first-team fold at Stamford Bridge under former boss Frank Lampard. The 27-year-old returned to his parent club in the summer in the hope of proving himself to new manager Thomas Tuchel, despite having to compete with the likes of Mason Mount, Kai Havertz and Ruben Loftus-Cheek for a place in the starting 11. After struggling for game time at the start of the season, Barkley has since featured in 3 of the West London club's last 5 matches in all competitions, including a start in the Blues' 1-1 draw at home to Burnley earlier this month. And the former Everton midfielder believes it was a training session back in September that really made Tuchel step up and take notice of him. "Just before the first international break I was training really well, and then we had an in-house game," he said. "I scored a couple of goals and created a few, and when he spoke to me afterwards I felt that he was impressed. Since then I was a major part of the group. It was just about showing my quality and being consistent and doing my extra work. But that was the turning point, just before the days off for the first international break. When you train under this manager he takes notice and he rewards you, which I'd heard from the lads who worked with him last season before I came back. It is great because some managers aren't necessarily like that. If you train well he does reward you, but not in a sense that you get rewarded just for training well. You've got to perform when you get the chance as well." Ruben Loftus-Cheek hails role Chelsea legend Eden Hazard has played on his career. Ruben Loftus-Cheek has singled out Eden Hazard as a player that inspired him during his time in the Chelsea Academy. Loftus-Cheek joined the academy at the age of 8, where he spent 10 years before finally making it into the first team in 2014. Since then the 25-year-old has made 115 Premier League appearances, a tally which includes games whilst on loan at fellow top-flight clubs Crystal Palace and Fulham. Meanwhile, Hazard arrived at Stamford Bridge from French club Lille back in 2012 as one of the most exciting young forwards in Europe, with his ability to beat a player arguably his most recognisable trait. And Loftus-Cheek has now revealed that he looked up to the Belgium international, even before the Englishman broke into the first-team picture. "It was unbelievable watching him firsthand, in his prime just the way he played was so effortless," he said. When asked whether he inspired him, Loftus-Cheek replied, "Yea, of course. I remember when he first came. Maybe he was 21 or something like that. I remember watching in the stands and sitting quite close to the bench and watching him take players on and the crowd going nuts, and I thought, I want to feel like that. I've driven past people ever since I was young, but to do it now in front of 40,000 fans at Stamford Bridge that start cheering when you go past someone, it's what dreams are made of, isn't it?"
That is on Chelsea News today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.